about anything. Pat said, yeah.
It's all done. It's all done. Cool. Are you ready for the juicy bits?
I'm never ready for your juicy bits, Rhys.
Nobody is.
Canadian politics is boring juicy bits.
Canadian politics is boring juicy bits.
There we go. Welcome to Canadian
Sweet.
Politics is Boring Juicy Bits.
Awesome. My
if you don't know,
making a big, the fan is turning on and it's got to be loud and obnoxious. And
I can't hear a thing. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, I'm Rhys. This is Jesse. If you don't know what Juicy Bits is, it's like a smaller version of our normal show where we just talk about things more current and stuff going on in the news. So
Yeah. Current stuff, current shenanigans and shit.
Have you been?
Rhys is obsessed with getting me on video, and I do not like videotaping myself. So
It's good. It's a good way of doing our show, I think. Anyway, Jesse, I want to talk to you about something that I know you're following very closely in the news cycle, and that is the incoming Alberta election.
The incoming what?
The incoming Alberta election.
I can't. My hair's too fucking crazy. I can't. Hold on.
Focus, Jesse. Take a deep breath. It's just here. You've had it your whole life. There we go.
Perfect.
Is that better? There we go.
So good.
The Alberta election. I said the Alberta election.
Yeah, I don't care. You
should?
I don't. You know this. 3 years going in, man. 3 years. Still don't care about politics. Don't care.
This
something for fun. It's something fun to do for middle-aged rich people.
So the election is going to be the 29th of May. So it's roughly a month away. And I'm trying to, this little juicy bit is about telling you should pay attention to it because
that's it.
No, I'm gonna. That's my started line. I'm gonna flesh it out over the next 8 minutes or so.
Okay.
So it's a knife edge election between the UCP and the NDP.
Okay.
So right now anyone could win it. So that already
between who? Sorry.
The UCP and the NDP.
Who are the UCP?
The United Conservative Party.
Okay. So what, did they merge or something?
They merged a bunch of other conservative parties to form one unified one.
Oh, that's frightening.
But right now, can you remember Jordan, leader of the Green Party, who was on our show?
Yeah, of course he was on the show.
Yeah, remember that? So he is obviously in this. He's got a horse in this race because he's trying to win some green seats in Alberta.
Yeah.
But the reason you should pay attention to it is because it's Rachel Notley, who's the leader of the NDP, and Danielle Smith, who's the leader of the UCP. Rachel Notley, kind of your bog standard Canadian politician. Nothing too extreme.
Bog standard?
Kind of like a normal Canadian politician, I'd say.
I've never heard that term before. Bog standard.
Like kind of like if you were just going to go a inoffensive professional politician, she kind of fits that bill. Okay. Whereas Danielle Smith,
quite a compliment.
Just like either inoffensive, doesn't inspire you, but at the same time doesn't offend you, if you know what I mean.
Right.
But on the other side, Danielle Smith,
never going to remember her again, sort of thing.
No, it's fine. Forget about her.
As soon as you learn about her, you forget about her.
Exactly, yeah. And every now and again, they'll say her name again, and you think for 3 seconds and go, yeah.
That's something to aspire towards.
Yeah,
that's
there
great.
We go.
Yeah.
I dream of that kind of prestige.
Really? Okay.
Just rather than people going, what? How'd you say that name? As they always do with mine.
I think we have a few listeners who feel that way about our show.
But anyway, the thing I'm getting at is that Danielle Smith, who's the current premier of Alberta and is the leader of the UCP, is kind of off the wall.
This is not surprising in the slightest.
So she's like a libertarian, essentially.
What's a libertarian?
Like, I have to get the definition of a libertarian for you.
This is from the UPC? UCP? The PPC, the
UCP.
CBTB, the what?
The Libertarianism is a political philosophy. Libertarianism is a political philosophy that upholds liberty as a core value. They seek to maximize autonomy and political freedom, and minimize the state's encroachment on violations. So she was very, as you can imagine, when the mask mandates came in, she was very much against them.
Of course, there's no greater threat to our freedom than dangling a piece of fabric in front of your nose.
I know.
I can't think of one.
Well, no, that's it. That's the worst thing you could do to anyone.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It is.
I mean, okay, well, maybe the worst thing you could do to someone is dangle a piece of fabric in front of their nose, tilt them upside down, and then pour water on their face. But that's maybe what they were going with. That. I don't know, right? Like, step 1 is mandate masks. Step 2 is fucking waterboarding everybody. So, I don't know.
But also, she's already got in trouble in the short time she's been leader of Alberta because she introduced this thing called the Alberta Sovereignty Act. And the act is to try and get as much independence from the federal government as possible for Alberta. So her dream is for Alberta to be kind of strong and free, and like Trudeau
separate from Canada, like Quebec's been trying for 500,000 years.
Pretty much is that kind of vibe. Is like as much autonomy as possible. Like they're building their own provincial police force rather than having the Mounties, all that kind of stuff. So like she's taken Alberta in a completely kind of new direction, and also has been criticized. Remember Jason Kenney? We all love Jason Kenney.
Yeah.
If you poke him in the stomach, he went, hey, like that. So he called this a full frontal attack on the rule of law, and called the separation, like the creation of a banana republic in Alberta. And that was, he used to be leader of the same party as her. So she's like really going for this kind of alternative direction for Alberta. Whereas, as I said, Rachel Notley, whose name you already forgot, inoffensive.
Who?
And unmemorable, just kind of bog standard, run-of-the-mill politician. So whoever wins this election, either Alberta will just carry on as normal, or we're going to have 4 years of someone trying to essentially kind of distance Alberta further and further from federal government and go down this more libertarian agenda.
It's very interesting. So
I told you. You said,
like
no, why would I pay attention to this? It's a waste of time. I said, give me 8 minutes. And here we are. You just said it's interesting.
I mean, would this be...
I'm just going to have a big sip of tea. Victory sip.
A victory sip? All right.
Mm.
You smug Welsh bastard. Would this be kind of like a Brexit thing, do you think?
Kind of. It's a very similar mentality. We're stronger on our own. Right. Why are we...
We've got all the oil.
Why is our oil money paying for housing in Atlantic Canada? That kind of mentality.
It is? I don't think so.
No, I don't. No one's building.
No one's paying for the housing in Nova Scotia.
All right, healthcare. Why is our money paying for healthcare in Canada? Oh, no, that's not happening either. So,
right, yeah. So I think people have just forgotten about us. That's my thought on.
I think that's
including our own politicians. Yeah,
exactly. But that's the mentality. Is like there are a lot of social issues in Alberta, like there are everywhere, and it's very easy to blame the rest of Canada for those problems. And I think that's kind of what she's good at. But amazingly, like their support is, it's on a knife edge. You've got this kind of like outsider kind of person who's now the leader of the province, who used to be part of a fringe party called the Wild Rose Party, that then got absorbed by the grouping together of the conservative parties, who's running the country. And then so you've got that, and then kind of someone who's kind of, like I said, I don't know, the kind of no name brand politician.
I am concerned about extreme views in politics, including liberal, right wing, left wing, because of agendas. Because they sell emotion and then they sneak in agendas. And this has happened for years, where like it might be like, all right, we're going to lower your taxes. We're going to make sure that Alberta's oil stays in Alberta. We're going to increase more jobs for Albertans. We're going to make sure that your tax dollars stay where they are. Woo, yeah, vote for us. Also, being gay is illegal. Woo, yeah, vote. You know what I mean? Like just right. And people get all worked up by all the things that they want. and they don't. Anyway, that's just
It's just that like she has fringe beliefs that wouldn't have made it through to that level of government in the past.
exactly.
But
Yeah.
now today it's different, and you can.
Well, this will be interesting. When or should we cover it like live
think we
Albertan
should.
election coverage like we did for the whole country back in
Well, I
2021?
mean, it has big implications. Like if she keeps pushing for more and more like autonomy over the next 4 years, if she wins, it could have big implications. So,
Right.
yeah,
Fuck it,
we
let's
should-
do it.
we
You've
should
reached
talk
out
about
to a bunch of politicians, and surprisingly, no one has written you back.
Jordan said he'd come back on.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did you write him again, or is this one of the things
No, he
he
sent-
just
he sent
said
a
at the end of the
message.
show?
One
It's
of
like,
our
oh yeah,
lis-
I'd come, but those platitudes
one of our
people say when they're
listeners-
leaving a party.
Yeah,
Let's
but one of
hang
our
out
Alber-
again.
No, but one of our Alberta listeners sent us a really nice long message about how the Jordan's interview helped them talk politics with their family, where they were on different sides of the spectrum. So
It was amazing. It was
It was an amazing
It was
post.
amazing. I think we should read it. I think we should read it on our show.
well,
Right.
let's check with them first, make sure they're happy.
Let's do that. That's
Yeah,
probably a good
yeah.
idea.
It's the one time our show did something useful to someone. It's great.
Yeah, it was a wonderful email, just thanking us, saying that their conversations around politics with their friends who have extreme political views and their families, their ability to converse with one another improved. And I was like, wow, damn, was never our goal. I'm here for dick jokes. Like that's
We did. Talking about dick jokes, it's the end of our juicy bits.
Yeah. Oh,
You ready? Ready for it?
Okay.
Dance.
Canadian politics is
Yes, sir.
boring, juicy bits.
Canadian politics